What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We in the Fight Club. We breaking down two cards for y'all this today. We got the Shakur Stevenson versus Shakur Stevenson. Trying to pull up his first name. Shakur Stevenson versus Shuichiro Yoshino. This is Shakur's debut at 135 with the co-main event of Big Baby Anderson versus George Arias and Keyshawn Davis versus Anthony Yiggett and Bruce Carrington on the prelims. And of course, we got another card for y'all this to break down. It's going to be Kenshiro Teraji versus Anthony Olascuaga for the WBC WBA light flyweight championships over in Japan, bright and early for us Americans. And we got Takuma Inoue, various Serio for the WBA bantamweight. So let's get into it. I'm Paul Pickawinner. I'm joined with.
What's going on, man? It's Marcus Primetime Penley.
All right. Do you want to start off with the Asian boys off in Japan right now, early in the morning fight for us Americans, or do you want to get into Shakur first?
Let's jump into the Japanese guys.
All right, shit. So, card is gonna be in Tokyo, Japan, Araki Arena. I don't know what it's gonna be. 4 a.m. in the morning for us.
You said 4 in the morning?
I think if I'm reading it right, it says 4 in the morning is when this shit starts. Fight time probably gonna be like 5, 6 in the morning for the main eventers.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to catch that one. What?
So let's see. I'm gonna break it first. Let's just start from the top. We got Kenshiro Teraji versus Anthony Olascuaga. Teraji 20-1, Skula 5-0. This is for the 108 World Light Flyweight title, WBC WBA, which Teraji is defending. This fight's kind of crazy because it was supposed to be two other people, and getting a visa in Japan apparently is really hard, so they couldn't get the visa done. And so then it went to the next guy, and then it kind of fell into Olascuaga's lap. And Olascuaga and his team were like already training in Japan with Junto Nakatani, and he's fought enough, but he trains there a lot, so he was already there, and he was like, "Fuck it, I'll take the fight. Yeah, I'm willing." This isn't his weight class. He's actually, I believe, going down in weight, so different weight class. So kind of just best ability is bailability. Homeboys available. They got him in there. Kind of super. 5-0. Doesn't have much experience, but gonna be a fun fight because
you said 5-0.
5-0.
And he's going after a belt.
2 belts right now, brother.
What the fuck, man? That's how you know we talking about some low weight classes.
But this is crazy because Teraji was 2021. Homeboy got drinking, driving. Banned from boxing, right?
Damn.
Comes back and not only did that happen, but he lost to Yabuki and lost his belt. Guys, first loss. 2021 was not kind for that guy. And then afterwards, he came back after the boxing redemption. First thing he did is go after Yabuki, get the rematch, get the win, get the fucking belt confidently. Then went after Haruto Gaiuchi, who was the best light flyweight in the world at the time. Undoubtedly went after him last year. I don't know if you remember, this was the last Asian cards from last year, like late last year, and it was like he was the underdog in the fight, and he unified the belts that night. He took the belt from Gaiuchi. He was like an underdog to Gaiuchi. Completely whooped his ass. Got one of the best jabs in the world. He's super light on his feet, strong right hand that can put you out. So that's Teraji. I'm just gonna call him Kenshiro because that's his first name, Kenshiro. Olascuaga is still young, but he's a hard hitter from a weight class above. Got super heavy hands. There's only a 2-week notice for Kenshiro, so he's been preparing for some crafty southpaw, which is not what a Olascuaga is at all. He's gonna get on the inside. He's not gonna step away. And people are, even though he's a big underdog here, I've heard some people say that don't count him out this fight because Kenshiro went to America to train and spar. His trainer wanted him, his promoter, they wanted to get him to America. They want him to train, see how Mexican boxers were, American boxers, go test his feet over here. They said he had a tough time. They said that they hit hard, that the power didn't translate as well. They're not as light on their feet. They more dig into their shots and they can take a hit. Like he didn't have a good time. You know who he sparred against? Anthony Olascuaga, that's why his team was like, oh, we'll take that fight. We see what he's doing sparring, and we like this.
Right.
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be interesting.
That's why, man. They say you always gotta be ready, man.
This is going. I don't know how. After hearing that, I kind of want to go for my American boy, but they're saying like Teraji, the amazing boy. Other than his one loss, which he went out and redeemed, and then he went out and fought literally the only other person. People were saying 1A is Gaiuchi and Teraji was 1B. And then Teraji went in there and beat the dog shit out of Gaiuchi. And like everyone was like, oh, fuck. This wasn't even a question on who was the best in the world.
That's crazy. You put me on some game just now.
Was the American to come in there, the big old American, big greasy American coming in and make it hard for him?
That's a hard pick, man. You broke it down perfectly for me too. I don't even know who to rock with.
I will say the odds are saying Teraji. 92% of people are voting on Teraji. 8% got a Skuga. It's a 2-week notice. So, but he was training with Junto Nakatani for Junto's upcoming fight on the Loma card. So,
but the 2-week notice could also help him. Like, you know what I'm saying? It could also be in his favor because other dude, he wasn't preparing for him. You know what I'm saying? So as long as he's coming in shape and ready for a war, anything's possible.
Yeah, I'm actually going to rival Skuga as the underdog just because I feel like, in a fight where everyone's counting out somebody, and you're just
like kind of writing him off already.
Yeah, like bro, it's not that one-sided now. Like y'all, like there's a full story, and then that's how I'm feeling about Skuga, bro. I think how confident his team was in camp to be like, oh, we'll take that fight, and they saw what they saw in sparring.
Yeah, especially to take that fight with 2 weeks, they definitely feel like they could win that fight.
And then Takuma Inoue versus Labario Solis should be a fun fight. Solis is a super vet. He went pro in 2000. Very consistent, but went pro in 2000. Very consistent.
That's like when Mayweather was winning like Rookie of the Year and shit. Like what the fuck? That's a long ass time ago.
Yeah, bro. Like I was born in '98. This motherfucker was already pro by the time I was 2.
What the fuck, man? That is crazy.
He's fought in Japan before. He's won in Japan before. So this isn't gonna be some new shit to him. He keeps things very competitive, even at his age. He's a very consistent guy. And he's fine. But anyways, little brother arguably could have been a bantamweight champion already because he has the talent. But his older brother, the demon himself, anyway, was already trying to go for undisputed. So he wasn't gonna do that. So he moved up to super bantamweight and won a couple fights there. And then now he's coming back down. Now that anyways moved up, and now he's fighting for a vacant belt.
Now it's his turn to shine.
I don't know how Solis is the pick for a belt, but I mean, fuck it, let's give him an old ass vet.
Right, let the dogs eat, man. But yeah, his brother's real for that, man. Now he's gonna be able to shine while his older broski's doing his thing. That's real.
Do you think? I don't have a brother, but in boxing, do you think so? I know how Charlos are, right? But then there's like other people like Josh Franco and Bam. Like there's other brothers that coexist, are happy for each other. But do you think there's that whole like shadow thing, like living in the shadow of somebody? Like, do you think like the younger brother, like would ever be like, I want to make a name for myself type shit? Like fuck all. Like that's how I be feeling. Like that's how I feel. He probably feel like he could have been champion by now, but he's kind of
that's definitely probably how he feels. Also, I feel like the guys like that do feel like that, you gotta go out there and do it. Don't sit here and like live under someone or like David Benavidez. He made a name for himself when his older brother was the guy. You know what I'm saying? So like you gotta go out there and get it yourself, and it looks like that's what little Inoue is doing.
Yeah, and about to go fight for a title in a fight that he probably couldn't win. I want to see him get a
This will be
knockout.
my first time watching him fight. I haven't seen him fight for real.
I'm going for a knockout, and he's usually on the undercard of Inoue. So this is his first fight, really, that's not on the undercard of his brother. So I just feel like he's trying to, like Zachary said, make a name for himself. It's not just one Inoue now.
Right.
So I like him, and I especially like him by knockout. Soros, Libero, like he's been knocked down a lot. He's been chinned. Like he's an older fighter. It just happens. And anyway, he's gonna be in his hometown doing his thing. Not his hometown, but home country doing his thing. And the last
Right.
thing before we head out on this card, I wanted to shout out was there's a superstar in the making on this card. Super Japan kickboxer Tenshin Nasukawa is making his pro boxing debut. And they were saying he's such a big deal over there that when this fight, for this press conference, every question was for Tenshin Nasukawa. This kickboxer
Damn.
is legit, like champion, world class talent, and now he's making his boxing debut. And they're saying don't be surprised when he comes to America. Don't be surprised
Right.
when he gets pushed to the superstar level like that, because he already has the Japan fans like at his
Yeah,
knees.
them Japanese fans, they'll ride with you, man. They'll
On the
show out.
fucking poster, it's separated into three things. A third of it is the main event, Teraji versus Olascuaga, and Inoue versus Solis. Fucking the whole middle is Tenshin Nasukawa's debut.
Nah.
Like that's how big of a deal. Apparently, just his face too, like his whole like. I'm like, Brett, like apparently let's be on the lookout for this motherfucker.
Nah, that's dope. Now I gotta be tuned in. Boy, I love when we see the superstars making a name early before they're big, especially over there. It takes a while for Americans to catch on, so it's cool to catch on early.
Yeah, 0-0 right now. He's gonna go out there and get the dub. I'm probably gonna tune in at 4 a.m. for this, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm now that we've talked about it, I might have to definitely gonna set the alarms, get my morning work, and come back and watch some fights.
And then, of course, now we spent some time on that one. We gotta talk to Shakur Stevenson card. Oh, did we already talk to Shakur Stevenson?
No, we didn't.
Okay, yeah. Shakur Stevenson's taking on that boy Shakiro Yoshino. Honestly, should be a really good fucking great fight that a lot of people are sleeping on. Shakur's debut at 135. He failed to make a weight at 130 in the Conceição fight, but he was getting big anyway. Dropped the belt, won the fight. Now he's here, and Yoshino had a hell of a year in 2022 when he beat world champion Massimo Iko on the Triple G Murata undercard, and absolutely beat the dog shit out of him. Cut him up so bad, left him swelled, bruised that they stopped the fight to go to the scorecard because how bad his cuts were. He won the fight, then went on a fight right afterwards. Masayoshi Nakatani, who is known for his fight against Loma, known for his fight against Teofimo, a world-class talent that came out of Japan, pretty big for the 135ers, and Yoshino didn't flinch, sparked him as well. And Nakatani Loki is friends with Masahiro Iko, so it was kind of like he wanted to get vengeance for the way he beat his homeboy, but he beat both the friends with that kind of gangster. So Shakur Stevenson's debut, I just want to put on some credit for Yoshino because a lot of people, especially on Twitter, are talking down on a homeboy, and we really could have seen Shakur fight some gatekeeper that no one gives a fuck about at this point in their career. Instead, he's fighting an undefeated prime boxer that you just happen to not know about. You're a casual. I'm sorry.
Yeah, facts. I feel like not like it sucks, but it's probably due to him being an Asian fighter and why people over here trying to talk shit because they just don't know the guy or whatever the case is. But dude's undefeated. Dude, I think 16, like you said, 16-0 or whatever. And I think he has like 12 knockouts. So, I mean, he's got pop in them hands. So, it's going to be interesting to see Shakur, his first fight at 135 coming up. Tough fighter. But one thing I want to see out of Shakur, man, I do want to see a performance, man. Like, I want to see a stoppage. I want to see Shakur. I want to see
pillow hands. Shakur getting a stoppage now.
No, I need a Shakur stoppage. He got the dog in him, and we all know Shakur can go out and box anyone's head off for 15 rounds. Like we know he got that ability, and he won't get touched doing it. But I do want to see him now. He's coming up in this 135 division. Is he going to be able to go after maybe get a stoppage when he needs to get a stoppage? Like turn on that killer mode, and like he has it mentally, but like since he's such a pure boxer, you know what I mean? Like I want to see him go out there on some dog shit and like fucking go take this dude's head off type shit. I know it's not his like complete style, but I know he got it in him, bro. He's out here sparring Terrence Crawford every day, damn near. So I know he got that in him. I would love for him to put out a performance like that and letting guys like Devin Haney, letting guys like Tank know, like, okay, look, I'm here at 135. This is gonna be my division. So I want to see a big performance. It's gonna be a tough fight though, so it could go the distance, knowing Shakur, but I got Shakur either way, obviously, but I do want to see a big performance. Or like even if he doesn't get like a knockout or whatever, a TKO, like I want to see him just putting the paws on dude. I need to see it.
Yeah, I mean, like ask Oscar Valdez, who's a world champion in his own right. Like Shakur is completely. I don't think you can give a boxing round to Valdez in that fight. Like Shakur is absolutely.
Oh yeah, man, that was beautiful. Like that was like world.
Like they were doing two different sports in the fucking ring, bro. Like it was.
Yeah, literally.
It was absolutely insane, but that's just the level he's on. He's a generational talent. He's one of one. He cannot hype him up enough. Like even the casual fans know who Shakur Stevenson is. Like Shakur is gonna be that guy in the face of boxing.
Arguably the best boxer in the world right now.
And if Yoshino, that's why I hate it for Yoshino, because I feel like Yoshino was to go fight Jermaine Franklin, Williams Zepeda. Probably not the Tanks and Garcias of the world, but against a George Kambosos, I think he honestly probably would win or there's a good 50-50 fights. But just the fact that he's gonna go up against a generational talent, Shakur, it's just not his luck. I'm happy that he's getting a big stage to put his name out there, and maybe he can go in there and show. Because if he looks good in this fight and can land, like the one thing is like Oscar Valdez has power and has pop, but he just couldn't land. He could not judge the distance the way Shakur can. And if he does that to Yoshino, it will make Yoshino's stock go down probably. But like if Yoshino could go out there and at least land shots and get into brawls and actually make the fight somewhat competitive in rounds, after Oscar Valdez, who was a unified champion, couldn't do that, I think it will show a lot for Yoshino to the average.
It could also raise his stock. Well, it will raise the stock price. I mean, depending. I can't say will, but it could be kind of like an Isaac Cruz type situation where like no one was really knowing who Cruz was going into the Tank fight, kind of talking shit until you seen that boy come out there and put on a great performance. Clearly, the boy was working in camp. I don't think the dude lands as much as Cruz did on Tank, but you seen what that did for Cruz after that fight and raising his stock, even with taking the L. And now Cruz has a bigger name. Cruz gets probably a little bit more money on his paychecks, despite taking that L against Tank. So, I mean, either way, this could be a win-win for this dude.
Yeah, and then we got to kind of wrap things up here. The boxing was just so fucking deep this weekend, bro.
Yeah, you don't get these weekends much, man.
A special weekend of boxing, and literally you can start early in Japan, and then all day you have something.
You can watch fights up to fucking 24 hours of fights.
But Jared Anderson, Big Baby, going against George Ares, both undefeated here.
Knockout.
Knockout. I don't know. I know he's on knockout streak, but what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight second round knockouts. for Big Baby. George Arias coming off 2 split decisions. I mean, he's 18-1. I mean, 18-0, but he's 31 years old, kind of older now. I don't know if he's gonna be able to keep. I know he won't be able to keep up. Big Baby's like 4.5 inches taller, got like a 5-inch reach advantage. He's just a specimen of a human because he can move so fucking fast. And I can't wait for him to get these fights out of the way so that he can go up there and challenge the Parkers, the Joyce, the Zongs. I go up there and really showcase that, like, because he's gonna be too fast for any of these motherfuckers. And other than Joyce can keep up, but it's gonna be just a great fights on nonetheless. Like
he's very fast and skilled, big ass dude
with so much pop, bro. Like he's like Deontay Wilder if he boxed younger almost, bro.
Or he's like a big ass Shakur.
Yeah, big ass Shakur, bro. That's just scary to think about, bro. I like getting to beat a gorilla in a fight. Like if a gorilla was coming at me, I would want Big Baby as my person to pick fight for me.
No cap. Big Baby is definitely hopefully the next great. I'm not even gonna say great. I gotta stop doing that. Hopefully he's the next American world champ, man. Like a good world champ. Wilder was our most recent one. Hopefully Big Baby can do it for us. I've been watching dude since he was like 3-0. So he's coming a long way, but it is like you said, it's time for him to take that next step and start fighting these top contenders.
I think this is the last one before that because 18-0 George Arias ain't no slouch, but it's just like I think this is the bridge that's gonna
definitely no slouch, but depending on like he goes out there and gets and he just fucking whopping dude all over the ring and just looking good and
4th round knockout.
Yeah, like he's getting these like how he's been looking. Then yeah, dude needs to start finding these like top 10 heavyweights, like start getting these names in, especially before maybe the real like top guys start to kind of fade away. You know what I mean? Before it's really too late. Maybe Big Baby can get in there. He's still so young, but maybe he can get in there and get one of these bigger name guys or whatever. But I'm interested to see because like the heavyweight division got juicy again the past like 5 years. It got interesting with Joshua, Wilder, Usyk, Fury. So
now Joyce is on the come up.
But we're at that point though where it's gonna take a change where you got guys are getting older. We won't see Wilder as much. We're not gonna see Fury as much. Joshua, I mean, he looked decent in this last fight, but dude is talking about if he loses again, he's retiring. So I don't know what the fuck he got going on. So I want to see Big Baby take over this heavyweight class pretty soon in the next year or so.
Yes, sir. Co-sign that one. And then, I mean, bright future on a lot of these fighters here. The last two one we're going to hit on is Keyshawn Davis versus Anthony Yiggett. Keyshawn Davis 7-0. I mean, this is just another stepping stone in his career. Anthony Yiggett, most notably known for losing to Rolly back in last year. So, yeah, Rolly Romero got a knockout in the 7th round over him. That was about as high as he went up to. He also lost to Ivan Baranchik. So, like, Keyshawn is that world-class talent. He's going to make another light work of homeboy. And, like, we're still waiting for the Keyshawn-Andy Cruz fight.
Hey, man, Keyshawn's going to be different, bro. I love seeing him. And it's every fight, what's he working on in camp? He's working with the best of the best. He's sparring Shakur. He's sparring Terrence Crawford. Like, it's just bound. It's a matter of time. It's ticking on the watch of when Keyshawn's going to be that guy. He's going to follow right into Shakur's footsteps. Shakur is going to be pound for pound. Keyshawn's going to be a pound for pound fighter. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, and then Bruce Carrington's on the prelim. I'm surprised he's still on the prelim. But, I mean, yeah, he is only 6-0. But he's going against 9-0-1 Brandon Chambers. So he's going to go against another young prospect himself. And Brandon Chambers, who's he's not young. He's 36. Why the fuck he's only gotten – why?
I want to see Shushu get that. Pretty sure his last fight was a KO, wasn't it? Wasn't it that mean?
No, he got the Davis. It was Tucker's the one that got the KO in their last fight on the same card.
I swear I thought Shushu got a knockout.
He got a knockout on the October card, but when he fought in the June card. But his last
Damn,
two unanimous. They just fight so damn much that it's like it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, I guess I'm just getting them mixed up with all the young bulls, man. There's so many of them. They're fighting every couple months. Shit crazy, bro. But it's funny how all these boys stick. They work in camp together, and it's cool that they go and get to shine together on the big stage. That's so dope.
It's actually Bruce. This will be Bruce's second fight of the year already, and we're only in April. This will be his second fight of the year. Shoes. Keyshawn's also no, this is Keyshawn's first fight of the year.
It was supposed to be Keyshawn's second though. I think then he didn't fight in one of the cards earlier.
Oh shit! But honestly, I'm excited for every fucking. We got the Shakur Stevenson, Yoshino, Jared Anderson, George Arias, Keyshawn Davis, Bruce Shushu, then Kenshiro Teraji versus Anthony Olascuaga. Fucking then Fedora Mendoza, and then Bam versus Shakario Gonzalez. Like this is gonna be an exciting. MJ Aquila versus Marlon Tapales. Like all these episodes will be out at the same day. So if you're watching this now, go watch the other episodes and the breakdowns of those fights. But as always, this has been the Fight Club brought to you by Totally Blitz. These are your hosts. I'm Paul Pickawin. I'm Concha. I'm joined with Marcus Primetime Penley. And we didn't mind telling y'all if y'all didn't know, but now y'all know, motherfuckers.